Hey guys, it's me again. Been gone for a while. There will still probably be days in between videos. I'm busy at the moment. But anyways, yeah, nerrgegante. What if I remember? I left off at. Let's see here. Yeah, Magala, Deku, and hunters are surrounding him right now. This will be interesting. So, yeah, as Deku and this Magala just start rushing at each other. As they start fighting, Deku can somewhat feel something like that's gnawing at him, but he just doesn't really acknowledge it. As some of the other ones, and these are like top hunters, some of the ones that have been able to follow him, and they have some information about this Magala or whatever. They talk about what it's able to produce, which is called the Frenzy Virus. I'm pretty sure I've explained it before, but I'll explain it again. The Frenzy Virus pretty much makes it to where it turns monsters crazy. They get stronger, faster, I believe, but I believe they also like get weaker, like armor and health, I believe. Not entirely sure. It's been a while since I've done the series, so sorry. But as Deku and the Magala are tearing at each other, the hunters are wading in, just like seeing, what should we do? Should we go in now? Go in later? What? Like, we'll wait for now and see who comes out on top. As Deku is beating Magala down hard. As Magala tries to fly away, Deku grabs it by the tail and slams it down on the ground. As some of the hunters receive a message, do not let the nerrgegante win, as that's all they get. Don't let the nerrgegante win. As they're like, he's about to take care of something for us. What do you mean, don't let him win? As it's like, you have your orders. As it's just like, I say, screw the orders, let's just wait this out. It's like, why don't they want him to win? It's like, it could be that we need something to synthesize a cure for the Magala? I don't know. It's like, damn it. As they all prepare their weapons and such, it's like, alright, 3, 2, 1, jump it. As they all jump down and start rushing, as you got ones with bow guns just going blah, 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 as they're just lighting the area up. As Deku feels the explosions and such on his left side, he jumps back, getting a large distance between them. As the Magala takes this opportunity to get out. As Deku says, "You fools! You let him get away! There's gonna be more time for him to get stronger, heal back. Why would you do this?" As it says, "We got our orders. Don't let you win." That's a stupid order. Sorry if you didn't hear me there for a quick second. My headset mic part went off track for a bit, so I pretty much, yeah. As Deku is screaming at him, "Why?" As I said before, they got their orders. As Deku's like, "I have no time to waste with you. That thing needs to be put down before it brings everything to chaos." As he tries to run after it, but he's trapped by 6 hunters, high-ranking hunters as well. As Deku's trying his best not to kill them, but he's also trying to get them out of the way. So he slams his fist on the ground to cause a tremor, as then people are staggered somewhat. He takes his tail and sweeps it backwards, hitting them all and sending them into the trees. It's like, Magala must be dealt with. As he, sorry, not trying to yawn, he starts chasing after the Magala, or at least following a trail. Following that trail, he just finds another corpse of a monster. He's like, oh no, why? As he's like gotta stop this thing. Something tells me something really bad is gonna happen if I let it keep on going for too much longer. So as he's tracking it, damn it. Sorry for the yawning. As he's moving across this vast forest, going back and forth all over the place, the hunters are trying to track Deku, who is trying to track Magala, so they're trying to get two birds with one stone. As Magala knows that he's being hunted right now, and that Deku won't stop at nothing until he gets him. So he does, well, like I said, he's just running, getting little bits of food here and there to sustain himself, as Deku has to kill a couple of Aptonoffs to stay, filled up and such. As he transforms out of monster form when he was able to lose the hunters for a bit, he somehow keeps manage of the stuff he brought. So he's traveling around trying to see if he can get the Magala to show up if he's out of monster form. Not really. As then we cut forward as Magala is eating several Aptonoff corpses. If you were in the city, you'd hear reports. More reports are coming in of monsters being torn apart, being eviscerated, and somehow being affected by some sort of disease. We suggest that all monsters, or people who can turn into them, stay inside the houses to ensure make sure you are not contaminated by any means. As the monsters are given expressed orders, yeah, don't come into work or anything. It's like you'll get paid days off. As it's like, oh, alright. He's like, thank you. He's like, it's no problem now. Stay there. As they all just wait and wait. Ryu and them are like, where the hell did Deku go? Where did he go? As I'm pretty sure I had Deku leave a note for you talking about how he'll explain everything when he gets back. It's just like, what does this mean? Where did he go? And she's like, oh my god, don't tell me he went after whatever. He's like, oh, but how would he even... He's a monster, but that even... And she's like, oh, come on, Deku. And she gets permission to join the hunt, you could call it. As she is able to keep up with the people while she's in monster form, or dragon form. She talks with them as they're like, yeah, we gotta... As they don't tell people widely that a nerrgegante has appeared since, Panic and such. So what they do is, they just tell Ryu the description of the monster that they're looking for. So, she follows the description and just keeps an eye out as she flies high above the skies. She even has Nejire with her, I'll say. So as Nejire's, tagging along, I think this is old enough where there's UA and such. Where Nejire's at UA, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Sorry if I'm not, it's like I said, it's been a while since I've seen this. So, I'll just say she doesn't have Nejire. So while they're flying high in the sky, she's looking down, just searching around. So eventually, she sees the description of the monster they gave her: 2 horns and very dark skin. She's like, oh, that must be it. As she lands right, over 20 yards, maybe 30 yards away. As then the creature looks up, turns its head, and it starts growing spikes. Deku's like, oh, come on. As Ryu's just standing there. And she's like, what do we do? As the huntsmen that have been riding with her say, that ain't what we're looking for. She's like, you said horns and dark skin. As he's like, maybe we need to give her more information here. That thing is dangerous. We need to back off. And there's no way just the 3 of us, even with your help, can take that thing, I'm pretty sure. And she's like, it's smaller than me. It shouldn't be that difficult. As it's like, trust us. It's more than that difficult. As they give me a second. They say that's, a nerrgegante. We're screwed. As it's like, what? As she looks over at it, and she notices how it's giving her a strange look, she's like, it's looking at me weirdly. It's like, it's probably trying to figure out if it can eat you. I suggest you get out while you can. As the huntsmen prepare their weapons, as Deku just looks at him, then turns away. As then he just starts sniffing the air as he starts giving chase again. As it's like, it's on its trail. Go, 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 go. Alright, as they're like, Ryu, follow that thing. We need to find wherever it's going. As well. We get to this part where Magala is starting to shed very, very quickly. Its black, pitch black carapace now turning into a golden, I believe. And now it's a Shagaru Magala. Shugaru? Something other Magala. As Deku can feel that, oh no, as he feels it in his heart, or soul you could call it, that something very bad is about to happen. As then he keeps track of the smell, as then he notices the smell is changing course directly towards one of the very large mountains that are in the area. So he gives chase even more so. Moving forward, he decides that this thing has to be put down now. This thing has to be put down now. As Shagaru Magala, if I remember watching the video on it, it will climb to a peak of a mountain. And pretty much, the Frenzy Virus just throw giants, like an entire cloud of that, over an area. And Deku, knowing this, somehow, like it's just an instinct he got in him, he knows that whatever that thing's gonna do, it's gonna be catastrophic to the environment. And to some, maybe even like to the monsters in the city, if it makes its way. As they're like, alright, the nerrgegante has tracked the Magala all the way here. All we need to do is help finish it off. He's like, I thought we were supposed to stop the nerrgegante. As it's like, well, it's about too late for that now. Otherwise, from what we can tell, the Frenzy Virus, this thing is in its last stages. So, I think the nerrgegante knows this as well. So, we should probably focus on killing that thing, whatever it is. The researchers can study its body, its corpse, for as long as I care. For now, we help that nerrgegante. Understood? As it's like, you understood, sir. As Ryu's talking about what can she do, and it's like, well, we humans aren't affected by it, so you should be fine. As they all climb the mountain, as they see as the nerrgegante is crashing down on the Gore Magala. As the Gore Magala throws out its fair share of punches and attacks. As Deku can feel that, as he finally figured out what it was that was gnawing at him, and he found it was the Frenzy Virus. He hasn't been able to heal quite as quickly as he would before, because his healing factor has been busy boosting his immune system to keep the whole, Frenzy Virus from taking over system. Similar to how, if you've seen it, it's like a Wolverine, the character, was infected by a Wendigo in one of the TV shows I saw. And his healing factor was able to eventually just transform him back to human. So, as Deku's pushing against it, the Gore Magala is just tearing and trying to rip him apart. As Deku shows an even greater ferocity, knowing what's at stake. As eventually the Gore Magala is about to try and flee, but then they hear meow, as then smash straight down on its spine. The Gore Magala is forced deep into the ground. As Deku looks up and sees, oh, thank goodness, they finally got their heads out of their asses. Deku having to but he's pushing forward, you could call it. Making sure he can deal with this. Trying to make sure he takes most of the damage. As the huntsmen actually use him as somewhat of a platform at times. as they jump off one of his wings to start slicing down or into the Gore Magala, or Shagaru Magala or something. Just gonna call it the Magala. Thinking about this, they know with nerrgegante on their side, this battle should be over quickly. As it is, being completely overwhelmed, the Magala is killed. As Deku takes a minute to just slightly transform down into a lower stage, he's like, oh, that was not good whatsoever. As he stands up, he's like, alright. As he cracks his legs and such, he's like, this thing should be over now. Oh, as he feels kind of sick, as he actually throws up. As he can tell, that would probably be the last remnants of the frenzy virus being forced out of his system. He's like, alright. As he stands back up completely, the huntsman get in his way saying, you're coming with us. Deku saying, oh god, why? As it's just like, sorry, but you're coming with us. Nerrgegantes have to what? I just want a peaceful life for a little bit. I did my job. I'm done. Goodbye. It's like, sorry, but after a few of us went crazy and started eating and killing, you decide to judge us all. Thank you very much for that. Besides, we bring order when there is chaos. It is how we are. They're like, do we technically, like, with the whole guild code of the guild, we technically aren't, as they're all rubbing their heads about this fact, as Ryu actually walks over and says, hello there, it's a pleasure to meet you. As Deku looks up at her and says, pleasure's all mine, as he bows his head to her. She's like, so, where are you gonna go after this? Home. She's like, alright. As she bends down and whispers in her ear, you got a lot of explaining to do. As Deku just like looks at her and he's like, yes ma'am. As Ryu connected the dots pretty early, it's just like, Deku disappears, I'm out here and a nerrgegante has appeared over since the first time in decades. Yeah, I can tell who this is. So that's how she follows it up. Eventually Deku and them make their way home, as Deku slips back inside the city and makes it all the way back to his house, as then he gets a stern talking to by Ryu. Anyways, I think that will be enough for today. Sorry this one is really short, but you know, it's how it is. I've been really busy. Anyways, I wanted to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you guys continue to enjoy this. I hope you guys have a nice day, nice night, nice life.